Hey guys, my name is Haley and today I'm going to be filming my December wrap-up, but also since I only read 6 books this month, I was like, I'm seeing everybody else put up their what I got for Christmas videos, so I could definitely film that, and I just think it's a fun thing to film to show the stuff that people have gotten you. And I have personally had a very rough, like everybody's had a rough 2020, that was a thing for literally the entire world this year, but I feel like I've had a particularly rough like last 3 months, and I think my family and friends noticed because I was attacked with gifts like way more than usual. I feel like I made a Amazon wish list, which I've never done, and gave it to my family, and they went to town on it, so there's a lot going on, so I figured I might as well show those because a lot of them are books too. So I'm going to talk about the books that I read this month, which were not very many because I watched a lot of Star Kid and became obsessed with one of their shows called Black Friday. If you follow me on social media, you've probably seen me talking about that for like the last month and a half. They also put out a little live stream event called VHS Christmas Carol, which is like 80s, 90s storytelling and music and a remake of a Christmas Carol, which I loved. I bought the soundtrack as much as I bought the Black Friday soundtrack, and I've been listening to them all month, so we're gonna forego the Star Kid for now because I know not everybody cares about that, but that is literally what I've been doing all month. And then we're gonna talk about the books that I read, and then we're gonna get into some of the stuff that I got. So the first thing that I actually finished this month was like literally 2 weeks into the month, and that was the 17th Dresden book, which is called Battleground. And this was a very like 50-50 situation for me. I did enjoy it. There were parts of it that were very good. There was a part that made me cry, but because it's exactly what it sounds like, it's like a 400-page long battle sequence. It gets really exhausting because it's constant action. So it was not my favorite Dresden book, probably one of my least favorite of the most recent of the books because I've been really enjoying the direction it's been going in, but it was also like felt like a very necessary next step for the series. So I gave this a 3.75 stars, and now I'm finally caught up on Dresden, which I never thought would be possible, so I'm very excited about that. And then I read The Art of Destruction, which is the next Ten and Rose book that I had in my collection, and unfortunately I really didn't like this. I gave this a 2.5 stars. It was really boring, and the Doctor and Rose were separated for a lot of it, and like it just felt sort of out of character for the Doctor. I felt like Rose was fine, like she was in character even though she wasn't with him the whole time, and I really just didn't care about the mystery or anything in this. So this was mediocre, 2.5 stars. It took me a really long time to read considering it's like 300 pages, or not even, it's like 250 pages. And then I read The Price of Paradise, which was quite a bit better. I gave this a 3.5 stars. This world was more interesting, so I really enjoyed that, although again wasn't my favorite. My favorite of the Doctor Who books, which I'm going to talk about in my favorite books of the year here soon, which I'm probably also going to film today, has been The Nightmare on Black Island. That was really good. And then another one of Nine and Rose's books, but I'll talk about those later. I gave this a 3.5 stars, and this was a very quick read. And then my favorite of the Doctor Who books that I actually read this month was this short little thing. I think it's literally called Quick Reads. Like, it's like a little novella that was released for charity, I believe. And it's called I Am a Dalek, and it's a Doctor and Rose adventure, and it was so fun. Like, I really like, as much as a lot of us are sick of the Daleks in Doctor Who, they're very, very classic and a very good enemy, so I really enjoyed the way this one played out. I liked the way they played with the Dalek, like what they can do, because I like when that is explored in a different way on Doctor Who to an extent. There's like some of the newer seasons, like Jodie Whittaker's seasons, where they have a Dalek episode that I really didn't like what they did. I could go on a whole rant about how I really don't like the new head writer for Doctor Who, but we're not going to get into that here. But I gave this 4 stars, and it was very fun. And then I reread a book that I read, I think at the very beginning of the pandemic. It was either in March or like early April or something like that. And that is The Warehouse, mainly because I read it so long ago that I couldn't remember where I wanted to put this on my favorite books of the year. Like, I knew it was going to be on there, but I didn't know in what order. So I reread this. I still gave it 5 stars. It's still great. If you have read The Circle by Dave Edgar, it gives me that sort of feeling, and it's kind of a satire on like a company somewhat like Amazon, which I find very fascinating on the social commentary. So you'll hear me talk more about this in my favorite books of the year. And then I also reread and like just finished yesterday A Discovery of Witches, which is also very much going to be on my favorite books of the year because adult Twilight, and that's all I'm saying about this. And that is literally all that I read this month. So we're going to get into some of the gifts that I have received. I think I'm just going to kind of go in order of when I got them. So the first one I received was actually from the family that I nanny for, and this one was kind of unexpected. Like, we normally go, we've like stepped up our game of like presents that we give each other, because obviously I get the kids gifts, so that's always fun for me to be able to buy like kids and baby clothes, which I was like so excited to do this year and probably went overboard, but they're so cute. So first up, she got me my favorite coffee, so I've been drinking that. Then I got the funniest mug that describes my life perfectly, and it says, "Today's goal, keep the tiny humans alive," which is just mine and Lydia's goal every single day. Trying to raise the 4-year-old and the 6-month-old. And then the most surprising thing, because I've never gotten something like this from them, was they got me this Ugg blanket, which is the largest and softest thing I have ever touched in my entire life. Like, they know I really like blankets, but I was not expecting this. I've never owned anything Ugg in my life, but this thing is gonna become my new favorite thing because I was stupid during the summer and moved my bed next to a window, so like it's a little chilly over there, and this is so thick and soft and warm. And then I also got an Amazon gift card from them. So with that Amazon gift card, I picked up some books that I really wanted to read in the new year off of Amazon. The first of which being the Creepypasta collection. I don't know if people can relate to this, but in like the early 2000s when the internet was new, Creepypasta was like that. I feel like I've probably found it on Tumblr back in those days. It was one of those sites where like that people would tell scary stories, like a la Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark from like Nickelodeon, but like way creepier and actually scary. And I used to read them all the time. So when I saw this existed, I was like, I want that in my life. I want things to make me happy next year, and this sounded like a very entertaining time, so I'm hoping it's good. And then along the lines of this, I had a favorite creepypasta story, and I don't even know how I found it. I must have been like searching through, or it was in the recommendations from this book on Amazon, and I found this, and it's called The Sleep Experiment, and it's like the second book in a series, but it's like a companion series, so I don't think it matters. And it's literally based on the creepypasta. It's based on the creepypasta that's set in the Cold War with the Soviet military, where they force people to stay awake for 14 days, and like what happens when people go so long without sleep and they slowly lose their mind. And that creepypasta is forever ingrained in my brain, so when I found out there was a book like based exactly on that, I was like, I need that in my life, so I bought these. And then we'll go with Kate's gifts next, which actually I'm wearing one of them. She got me this Sherpa from Shein, which is so cute. I love it. It's very cropped, so it's definitely like a quarantine thing. If you didn't know, I have like a really long torso, so cropped things just generally don't work for me, but since we're in quarantine and not going outside literally at all anyways, it's good enough to keep me warm, and it's so soft. It's like, I've actually been wearing it for like 2 days. And then also from Shein, she got me this really soft, I don't even know what to call it. It's got balloon sleeves. It's also a little bit cropped, but it's so flowy that it doesn't really matter. And this is going to be another one of my quarantine staples while I sit in my room and don't talk to anybody. Because we are still in a pandemic. And speaking of pandemic, she got me some masks. So we got this Doctor Who mask, which like I was really excited when this came out of the package because I unboxed it on Marco Polo with her, and it's so cute. It's so soft, and I love it because I've almost bought myself some Doctor Who masks many times during quarantine and have yet to do it, and it has the nose thing. This is so nice. I'm so excited to wear this when I actually end up going somewhere eventually. And then she got me this super cute mask in a hair tie set. Like, how freaking cute is this wintry, because it's Christmassy, but it's not aggressively just Christmas. And then it's a scrunchie with a bow on it, which these things have become my favorite this year because I don't know how to do my hair anymore because quarantine, but this is so cute, and I can tell you right now I'll be wearing this all the time to nanny in. And then of course she got me books. So we have Before the Coffee Gets Cold, the second volume, Tales from the Cafe. I read the first one earlier this year based on her recommendation and really enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to read this. Also, this gold cover is beautiful. Then I've been talking about how I wanted to read more Alice Oseman, and she loved this book earlier this year, so she got me Loveless in the gorgeous like book depository, like I think it's the UK version. So I'm very, very, very excited to read this. I've heard many people read this, and the couple people I have seen read it absolutely loved it, so I think I'm gonna enjoy it. And then she is somewhat forcing me to read The Invisible Life of Addie, which, to be fair, the premise sounds awesome. But if anybody knows my track record with Victoria Schwab or V.E. Schwab or any of her books, I've only ever liked one of her books, and that was The Savage Song, and then I hated the sequel to it, and I've like literally despised or DNF'd every other one of her books. So when this came out, I was like, nope, no more V.E. Schwab for me. And then she read it, like Kate read it and really loved it, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna end up having to read that, aren't I? So she sent me her hardcover because she bought a paperback. So apparently I'm reading this in the new year, and I'm going in very, very cautiously because, again, I generally do not vibe with her writing at all. So that'll be interesting. And then my sister went full on Harry Potter because that's what someone in my family always gets me, Harry Potter stuff, which is fine. I love Harry Potter. So we got this really nice sized mug that says Expecto Patronum, and it's one of those like heat sensitive mugs that when you put coffee or tea or whatever in it, it will change on the side and it turns into a stag, like Harry's Patronus. So it's really cute, and I love the size of this mug. Like, it's the perfect mug size. And then we have a tiny little Hogwarts one that also came with socks. They're like Gryffindor socks that are somewhere around here that I'm not gonna look for, but this is very cute. And then this was somewhat of a surprise that I did not see coming at all, but my sister got me these really cute black booties. They're like suede, and they have this huge heel. If you didn't know, I'm very short. I am 5'2", so these heels are great, so I can be normal human size. And also, these are really cute. These are gonna match literally everything because they're black, and they go with all of my wintry dresses. Not that I'm wearing them right now because I can't even go to church because pandemic, but I am excited to eventually wear these. And then again, like I said, my mom went to town on the Amazon wish list. Apparently don't hand your mom's Amazon wish list in October because they will go to town and buy as many things on there as possible. But she got me this big old thing of sheet masks, which they're all like themed, and it's so cute. I haven't had sheet masks in so long, and I'm actually so excited because they're just a very fun thing to do in quarantine, to be completely honest. And then she also got me this matcha like mud mask that I've been wanting to try for quite a while, so I put it on my wish list just and then forgot about it, and then she got it, and I actually tried this last night, and it's so nice. It's so relaxing. And then quite frankly, I put a lot of Doctor Who stuff on there, not thinking at all that somebody would be like, oh, let's just buy all the Doctor Who stuff, because she hasn't shut up about Doctor Who since October. So I got seasons 1 through 10 of Doctor Who on DVD. So we have Chris and David's seasons, we have Matt's seasons, and then we have Capaldi's seasons, which I've always wanted to own Doctor Who on DVD. And I've never bought them because, for one, it was on Netflix for a while, and then it was on other streaming services, and now it's only on HBO Max, and now I'm absolutely terrified, having gotten back into it, that they're going to take it off of HBO Max, so I'm very excited to have the DVDs. And then my family is crazy, and they bought me all of the graphic novels that I just kind of threw on there as options. I'm not thinking anybody was going to go for all of them. But you know, so I have the last 3 of David's set of the graphic novels that I've been reading for the last 2 months, so I'm very excited about that. And then these, I barely know what they are, but I threw them on there because it has all 4 of the Doctors in it. They're called The Lost Dimension, and I got both volumes of that, and I'm very excited. I'm almost more excited that I don't know, like, have any clue what these are about. And then for the last of the books, my mom bought 2 books that I threw on there. She does not know that these are like on my favorite books of the year, but she bought me both of T. Kingfisher's books, and I was like, you were not the person I expected to buy me these, or I was expecting to have to buy them like with an Amazon gift card after Christmas, because I don't think anybody would know what they were. But we have the Hollow Places and the Twisted Ones, which I loved both of these and read them. I think I read them both in October, because this one came out in October, or I might have read this one a little bit earlier, but these are so funny, and T. Kingfisher has very quickly become one of my favorite authors. And then out of nowhere, she got the one manga that I put on there, which is I Had That Same Dream Again, which if you do not recognize this, Kate read it recently. And this is the same author as the manga I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which again, weird translation for a title, but is probably my favorite manga that I've ever read. So I was very excited to try another one by this author. And then last but not least, because of who I am as a person, I got another Sherpa. This one being black and white, which to be fair, I have one that looks a lot like this, but I had this on my Amazon wish list apparently and forgot about it after I bought the one from Sheins. And I have two black and white Sherpas, but they're honestly both so soft. Not that I have anywhere to wear Sherpas right now, but I'm very excited about it. And apparently Amazon Sherpas are actually very nice, so. And yeah, that is what I read in December, what I was doing in December, and everything that I got for Christmas. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all had a safe and responsible holiday. And let me know what your favorite thing that you got for Christmas was down below, or your favorite thing that you've read this month. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys next time.